So you've had one session, a very scintillating one, on my first performance. The next session is about my first song. And thank God it is the first song and not first performance here. Because if you ask Rupam Islam about his first performance, then you have to really go back far in time, maybe when he was about 4 years old, if I'm not wrong. But I have a confession to make, when we were designing the soundscaping, the guests of Mind Rocks Kolkata, we chanced upon so much of talent here, local talent that we don't get to see in Delhi. Ami Probashi Bangali. We don't appreciate this talent in Delhi, perhaps not even in Mumbai. There is so much wealth of talent, and especially music, for example. One small endeavor here, perhaps, at Mind Rocks would be that we recognize that talent all the more, and we bring it to the national stage. It will make us happy, really happy. So, ladies and gentlemen, a person who doesn't need any introduction, at least here in Kolkata, a person who's managed to give a new sound really to Bengali music, a person who is so sound in his convictions, a person who's dealt with a lot of odds, as a matter of fact, and a person we would definitely like to see at a national stage now, not only in Kolkata, but in Bollywood. A talent that needs to be appreciated a lot more, and we at Mind Rocks would definitely like that talent to be appreciated. Rupam Islam, can I have you on stage?
Thank you.
বসে বলতে চাও या এখান থেকে বলতে চাও যেখান থেকে wherever you're comfortable.
I don't consider myself as a very good orator or speaker, so you have to excuse me for I'm taking help from a note I've made, because I was given a subject which was very vast according to me. So I will be taking help from this note. The topic for my discussion today is how I made it. It is a very relative subject. First and foremost, I don't think I have made anything. I can compare this with the color of a faraway mountain which looks blue, but as you advance towards it, you realize that the actual color is nothing but a mixture of colors of earth, stone, trees, grass, snow. Nothing close to the color blue. Success in the field of art is also like this mountain. It seems very methodical at the beginning. But as you start to progress through the road of creation, production and distribution, you are subjected to many complications and revelations that you couldn't imagine at the onset. But they will most definitely excite you if you truly love your subject. As your journey gets into some depth, you will find new experiences are making you more of a student than a master. You will realize it is always good for you to remain that way. You don't need to achieve anything, but most definitely you need to always learn and love the process of learning. But we all have some moments of glory, some memories to cherish. We may work in different sectors, we may be in various professions, but we all have our good days. I also have some points to share with you, but before I tell about those turning points, I must point out the motto of my journey. It is practice, practice and practice. There was a subheading in the subject that was given to me, practice or passion, which is the defining factor. I would say it is hardcore practice, backed or driven by passion. Because the amount of practice I'm talking about, you can't follow that routine or continue in that way if you don't have very strong passion behind it, pushing you to do that, like a very nagging and demanding mother, always standing in your back and pushing you. Let me tell you how I made it to where I am today, how I became a singer, songwriter, and how I got the little recognition that I did. I was born into a musical family where my mother used to write songs and my father was a composer. We had our music group called Jhanka Shilpi Goshti. My first stage show was at the age of 4, where I played a percussion instrument. Life went on smoothly and our musical choir group rose in popularity as we regularly did shows on the radio and TV stations. It was happy life with my mother acting as my biggest friend, philosopher and guide. It could have continued like that, but nature had a different life in store for me. My mother was detected with cancer and on 6th February 1992, she passed away. I was just 18 and at that point of time could not imagine myself without my mother in any spheres of my life, be it artistic or non-artistic. I had seen the birth of many new songs in my house. Now with no lyricist in the house and the director of the group gone, suddenly all creative ventures stopped. It was a terrible vacuum. I could not help myself but to step in my mother's shoes, pick up the pen and paper and start writing songs. Thus started my life as a songwriter, which till date I consider my strongest forte. Post my HS, I wanted to study literature, and though I had always studied in a Bengali medium school, I decided to take up English honors, because I felt I already knew Bengali well, but lagged behind when it came to English. It was rather difficult, but I studied very hard and managed to do well. ওই লেখাটা হলো, পড়াটা হলো, বোঝাটা হলো, বলাটা somehow আর হচ্ছে না। I continued my musical journey, but music was not in a position to support my living. I took up a job as a teacher at Taki House. I loved teaching and it gave me time to work with my music as well. Around this time, I organized a few of my own shows, but the result was never encouraging. In one occasion, I was even booed off the stage. I decided to train myself further before I faced the audience again. I started taking lessons in classical music, and at the same time, I was writing more new stuff, recording and arranging them on my own using an amateur keyboard, a simple tape recorder, and a microphone. These songs formed my demo. I started visiting music companies where I would keep sitting for hours and hours. Finally, my first solo album was released by HMV in 1998. I don't know till date why there was no promotion or any sort of publicity for a new artist like me. Result was obvious. It was a huge failure. But somehow, the album got pirated and reached Bangladesh, where the songs became quite popular. Even one music video was made on one of my songs in Bangladesh, without me having any information of that. In Kolkata, nothing was going right for me, and along with a few musical friends who believed in the same musical philosophy, I would say, we decided to form our Bangla rock band. Bangla rock was almost non-existent, and there was no continuous, wholehearted effort to make Bangla rock happen. Bangla rock during that time was limited to 1 or 2 songs, very disoriented. We had absolutely no expectations and had lost all hope of getting something in return. So we named ourselves Fossils. Like a fossil, we would remain underground, and some thousands of years after, somebody doing some research on Bangla music would dig us up. That was the hypothetical concept. I didn't have to wait for thousands of years, it seems. Thank you for supporting. Perhaps when you expect least and go full on, the things slowly begin to move a little your way. This time, with Fossils, we started to get a niche fan following. But there was absolutely no music company to release an album of ours. But we didn't give up. and continued our search for a company. In 2002, Fossil's self-titled album was released. No one seemed interested in the songs, and the verdict was a flop album. We had full faith in our songs and strongly believed, come what may, we shall stick to our genre of music. May 2003, Kolkata saw the birth of FM channels. One such FM channel, Amar FM, started playing Ekla Ghor and later on Hasno Hana regularly. Almost instantly, the verdict changed. Fossil's first album was a super hit. And all of a sudden, we were filled with show requests and we saw our audience singing our songs. In a matter of 5 years, Fossils became the most popular Bangla band in India. I could have been content with that, but my zest for moving on made me visit the music directors with the hope that they would let me do playback. I always had full faith in my ability, but unfortunately, even after my own songs were huge hits, no one gave me a chance. One music director I didn't visit and had absolutely no connection with was Rupam Chakraborty. In 2006, Pritam Da called me and offered me a role in a band he wanted to form for the film Life in a Metro. I was very pleasantly surprised. But Pritam Da wanted me to move to Mumbai, sing a song in the film, appear in the film, and remain in Mumbai as a part of his band. I was not in a position to leave Kolkata, or more importantly, leave my own platform which we made, with which we had so much fond memories. I was not ready to leave my band Fossils. I had to say no to him. That was my situation. I thought I lost my sole opportunity to become a playback singer. But Pritam Da called again in October 2007 and wanted me to sing for him. This time, I would have to go to Mumbai only for a day, record the song and come back. I recorded the title track for Jannat and started my role as a playback singer. এই জান্নাতে গাইবার পরেই কিন্তু যাবতীয় প্লেব্যাক সিঙ্গিং অফারগুলো আমি কলকাতাতেও পেলাম, কিন্তু আমি অফার পাওয়া জাস্ট শুরু করে দিয়েছিলাম জান্নাত গাইবার পরেই। জান্নাত যে গেয়েছি সেটাও কিন্তু লোকে তখন জানতো না, যারা আমাকে অফার দিয়েছিল। নীল দত্তের জন্য আমি গান গাইলাম, বিক্রম ঘোষের জন্য গান গাইলাম, তারা কিন্তু জানতেন না আমি জান্নাত গেয়ে এসেছি, বিকজ আই নেভার মেনশন দ্যাট, বিকজ আই নেভার ডিসক্লোজড। কারণ বম্বেতে গান গাইলে সেই গানটা যে থাকবেই আদৌ তার কোনো মানে নেই, নাও থাকতে পারে। কাজেই আমি ভেবেছিলাম যে দেখা যাক কি হয়। তো তখনই দেখা গেল আমি অন্যান্য ফিল্মেও, বাংলা ফিল্মেও ডাক পেলাম। সেটা কিভাবে পসিবল হয়েছিল আমি জানি না। যেরকম ভাবে আমি জানি না আমি কিভাবে গান লিখি, মানে আমি জানি যে গান লেখার পিছনে আমার কি ট্রেনিং আছে সেটা আমি জানি, কিন্তু ক্ষমতাটা কোত্থেকে আসে সেটা সত্যি আমি জানি না। Following Jannat, I have done playback for at least 50 to 60 films. My role as a playback singer got so many awards, including the National Award in 2010 for Mohanagar at Kolkata, which incidentally was my first walk as a music director. Currently, I do several things. I work in Fossils, I do playback singing, I write columns for magazines regularly, and have published 3 books till date. I am a music director and a singer-songwriter. Now coming back to whether I really made it or not. I am a perfectionist and whatever I do, I always give it my best shot. But if I am to be really neutral and evaluate my own works, then I will say that in writing lyrics, I have been able to reach the closest to where I wanted to reach. Yet it is in this category that I have received the least recognition. But hopefully, the story doesn't end at this point. If I come back after 5 years, I am sure I will be able to tell you about the next part of it. Be with me till then. Thank you so much. the notes saved me this time. Thank you so much.
Just be there. Just be there. There's a request. There is a request because, you know, we can do it with question answers, or we can go the Sachin Tendulkar way, where the answer actually comes from the bat. So the answer that we would love to hear, I think everybody would love to hear, is not really the answers, but a song from you.
Okay, the topic was, the subtopic was my first song. There are many my first songs. There's one song which I recorded first for my solo album, which goes like this. If you know, you can continue, you can join in with me. Ami tomar chokher kalo chai, tai tomar dike takai. তুমি তাকাওনি আমার দিকে তাই ধূসর বিকেল কালো রাস্তাও রং হারায় ধূসর ধোঁয়া Okay, the first song which I thought was the most important song that I wrote first, and which actually acted as a turning point in my career, in my songwriting career, which is Nil Rong Chilo Bhishon Priyo. Do you know that song? Gaibe? Chalo. Sedino chilo dupur emon ঝক ঝকে রোদ অস্থির মন আর ঘড়ির কাঁটায় তখন প্রশ্রয় Is this mic working? Hello, hello. সেদিনের মতো কলেজের ক্লাস শেষ হয়ে গেছে অবকাশ পাওয়া গেছে ফের দেখার আকাশ নীলছে সময় Again, there's another first song of mine which we recorded for Fossils, for the self-titled Fossils album in 2002. The first song was এতটা পথ পেরিয়ে এসেছি তবু দুজনে যেন হয়ে গেছি আরো অচেনা অচেনা স্বপ্নেরা তবু খুঁজে যায় জীবনের শেষ সীমানায় আছে কি রাখা বাঁচার ঠিকানা ঠিকানা আরো একবার চলো ফিরে যাই পাহাড়ের সারাদিন কি হবে না ভেবে আরো একবার হাতটা হারাবি নিজেকে নিজেকে and finally the most favorite not mine but the audience's favorite the playback song that I have sung recently which is বেঁচে থাকার গান আমি আমি জানি জানি চোরাবালি কতখানি গিলেছে আমাদের রোজ আর আমি আমি জানি জানি প্রতি রাতে হয় রানি হারানো শব্দের খোঁজ আরে ভাবেই নরম বালিশে তোমারও ঠোঁটে নিয়ে বেঁচে থাকার গান আরে ভাবেই মুখে চাদরে পরিচিত হাতের আদরে সুখে থাক রাত পরিদের স্নান ঠোঁটে নিয়ে বাঁচিয়ে রাখার Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mr. Bagga, can I please request you on stage to give a small token of appreciation to Rupam Islam and a huge round of applause for him.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful session and such a musical session. And I honestly hope that this is a small attempt really to get your talent and the local talent here to reach at a national level. And I think it's only a little bit of a poetic justice that immediately after your session, we have Prashanjita who's joining us now for the next session, which is Knockout Punch, Lights, Camera and Drama. And we honestly hope that music, movies and literature from Kolkata, from West Bengal actually makes a national mark. Thank you so much.